Hannah, we both love a good rockumentary, don't we? But isn't it time we gave some recommendations for people who would rather listen to music than binge watch TV shows and films?
Funny you should say that, Ian, because British rapper Fletchy has just released his debut EP, The Colossal Apostle. It includes standout tracks Money Calling, This Is Crazy, and Ooh.
Ooh. And you don't have to just take our word for it. Fletchy has been shouted out by none other than LeBron James, as well as Dwayne Wade and Juicy J. A mix of humour, heartbreak, and hard-hitting beats. The Colossal Apostle is available to stream now.
And to find out more about this up-and-coming artist who is building a fan base on both sides of the Atlantic, follow @Fletchy2Fat. That's Fletchy with a Y, number 2, Fat on TikTok and Instagram.
We're going to start with the first of two on BBC iPlayer. It is Freddie Flintoff's Field of Dreams, Ultimate Test. And here's a clip.
We've had injuries, we've had shouting, and in between everything we've had some half-decent cricket.
I've got no idea how this is going to go.
Why can't we do this again? On a bigger scale, with 2 or 3 different places, all at the same time. What could possibly go wrong?
So much for a team, isn't it?
You just got to prove it works.
Andrew Freddie Flintoff, former England cricketer, former Top Gear presenter, and award-winning documentary maker thanks to his series Field of Dreams, which, if you haven't seen it, there have been 2 series. First of all, he went to his hometown of Preston and assembled a team of youngsters to try and make them fall in love with cricket. And then, in the second series, he took them on a cricket tour to India. Amazing. In the interim, of course, he had his very serious car crash, which you can still see the sort of facial scarring that came from that. Anyway, yes, he won an award. You see at the beginning of this, he's mentioned in the House of Commons by Rishi Sunak, praising his work. And he's coming back to try and enthuse more youngsters. This time he's going to Bootle on Merseyside and Blackpool, where he's going to assemble his first girls' team, and Manchester. I loved the first 2 series of this. It's just one of those subjects that I find incredibly moving, because these youngsters, particularly when he goes to Bootle, a lot of these kids are from a pupil referral unit. So, yeah, they're challenging to work with. They've got problems, but it's just, I mean, they're great kids, and it's just so delightful to see them, you know, after all the mucking about, being in this team and learning how to play cricket together. It just has such an impact on them and on their relationships as a group. And for their first, they can't wait to actually play a game. They're getting quite bored with all the coaching. But the first game they're going to play is against the original Preston team that Freddie put together in his first series. And they've now been playing together with for 3 years. So, yeah, it's great to see the more experienced team taking on these rookies. It's also interesting to see Freddie working with girls, because he admits, you know, he's never done that before. And in this series, the kind of progress is interrupted by something else, because Freddie is appointed to coach the second tier England cricket team, who are called the Lions. So, yeah, there's that complication as well. He's got a great team around him, though. He's got Kate Cross, who is named in the England team for the 2025 Ashes series. And he's also got Kyle Hogg, who has been on the show before, who's a former England and Lancashire cricketer. So this is just a delightful series. And if you're kind of interested in teenagers and how they, you know, the challenges they face, and how to inspire them, and how to relate to them in a way that isn't kind of bossing them about or being patronising. And Freddie is just so natural with them. I feel he's just they can relate to him. And none of them know who he is. But unless they watch Top Gear, but they don't know anything about his sort of cricket, his amazing cricket career. But yeah, it really is. It's a delightful series, and I'm so pleased to see it back. It's terrific. What do you think, Hannah?
Well, Ian, the thing with Freddie Flintoff is that I just adore him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. So anything that he's involved in, I want to watch. It's as simple as that, really. But this is a little bit different, really, isn't it? I suppose to a degree. He's been through a really sort of tempestuous, difficult time in his life of late with everything that's happened, and this is kind of bringing him back to his roots almost. It's doing what he loves the most, what he was known for, his cricket. And I think one of the most likeable, engaging things about Freddie is the fact that he is able to talk so openly and be so accountable for some of his actions, which are well publicised and made a number of column inches over the years. And he's unapologetic in who he is, isn't he? And it's been a real journey for him, which we've kind of rightly or wrongly been there for every step of the way. And I mean, he was even praised in the House of Commons for his amazing work promoting the sport he loves in Field of Dreams. And seeing him set up a youth team and then take those lads on tour in India is absolutely incredible. This is a bit different because it's a female team. And again, I think that dynamic's really interesting too. And you might hook in some different viewers just watching that. But he is the pull here because he's just so real and he's so passionate, and his adoration for a sport knows no bounds, really. And it's unusual, I think, these days with the massive price tags, I'm thinking of football probably more so, that sportsmen, sportswomen get paid, or sportsmen more so, I should say. Actually, to see somebody who just has that very raw talent and want, ability, capability and love for it is just a joy. So absolutely worth watching.